Hey, welcome back everyone. This is going to be a brief video. I just finished watching Black Mirror Season 7, so I was going to give you my thoughts on it real quick and get some diamonds at the same time. So, opening up a new third level of mining since I've exploited the first two levels. Anyways, yeah, used to love Black Mirror when it first came out. Um, and it's kind of been on a hiatus. A lot of people were wondering if it was ever going to come back, and sure enough, it did. That's a really good vein right there. Um, anyways, yeah, so it did come back, and I'm happy to say this is a very good season. Um, one of the best, honestly. The writing has been kind of dropping off in the past couple seasons. I think he got some help because one man can only have so many ideas for shows, and I think the well was running kind of dry. So either he's had some new inspiration, or some of the other writers are kind of helping him out because this is, like I said, this is more of a return to form. This is one of the better seasons. I was very impressed with this overall. So it's a seven. No, I'm sorry. It's a six episode season. We'll get this right. I gotta stop making these videos first thing in the morning before coffee. My brain's just not working. So yeah, it's a six episode season, and I kind of watched these out of order. I'll explain at the end. Um, but I'm going to review these in the order I watched them. So the first one I watched was called Common People, and there's going to be some light spoilers. I won't list a lot of details. Like I said, there's going to be a quick review. But yeah, Common People. The tech in it is pretty much right around the corner. Like, some of these episodes seem like they could happen today, and then some of these episodes seem like the technology is probably about 100 years away. This one seems like it's really about 10 years away, because we're already experimenting with computer brain interfaces and how to translate information between the two. So I'd say beginning tests on a technology like this are probably about 10 years away, maybe 15. But anyways, not to give away too much, it's a story about a couple. Um, the woman suffers a tragedy, and the technology is there to kind of save the day, but the narrative of the episode, you'll see what I mean, is very critical of corporate greed. There's no other way to put it. Technology can help us, but the marketing model that a lot of corporations use, subscription plans and whatnot, especially like in this episode, you'll see it leads to. I don't want to spoil the episode, but it's a very depressing episode. One of the more depressing ones I've seen in a long time. So, all right, now after the first episode, and I ranked that one pretty highly. That one's a 4 out of 5 episode. The next episode I watched was USS Callister into Infinity, and you'll remember that I think his name is Jesse Plemons is how you say it. Uh, Great actor. He was in Breaking Bad. He was just recently in the Civil War movie. Anyways, so yeah, Jesse Plemons was in the original. He does make a brief, and I do mean brief, appearance in this, and it's a new appearance. It's not a stock footage uh, cameo, but he does make a brief appearance in this. You'll see how. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much about these episodes. This was pretty strong. I did want to know what happened to all of them after entering the new universe. It turns out they're struggling. They're having a very hard time as like these rogue programs in this new gaming open world simulation where people are flying from planet to planet. They're basically having to exist as pirates, stealing credits that they need to keep their ship running, to keep their stocks, supplies stocked. Um, so it's a very nice follow up, and it kind of puts a nice little bow on their story. So I doubt there will be a third entry. I don't really see where the story could go, but who knows? You never know. They might come up with something. It does tie up their story very well, I thought. Then after that, after I watched that one, because that's really the one I wanted to see from the trailer, and after watching the first episode, I just skipped to the last episode. That's the one they end the season with. So then I watched, after seeing the one I really wanted to watch from the trailer, um, I went in order, and so I went back to the second episode, and I don't know how you pronounce this, Bête Noire. Anyways, it's the story of a young woman who's an executive at a chocolate company, and she runs into a old friend. Well, not really friend, an acquaintance from high school, and somebody that her and her friends picked on. And don't want to spoil too much. This one I think started out very strong, but then the explanation at the end was I thought a little weak. A lot of times, the strength of Black Mirror is that the technology seems completely believable. This one really kind of, it's not a bad episode. None of these are terrible episodes. The whole season's solid. But this episode, the second episode, Bête Noire, is uh, it's like I said, the explanation at the end I thought was a little wanting. Uh, you never really get to see the real technology that's making these things possible. So I don't want to spoil too much. It's a strong episode, right up until the ending. The ending, like I said, felt a little weak. So all right, that leads us to the third episode, Re- Hotel Reverie. I guess is how you pronounce that, Reverie. Anyways, it's this is my least. I'm not gonna lie. This is my least favorite episode of the season. It has nothing to do with the fact that the characters are lesbian or bisexual. I know there's people that get triggered by any kind of criticism of episodes with LGBT characters and whatnot. Don't I don't treat LGBT characters with kid gloves. I treat them just like I would regular characters, the same standards. So I don't lower the bar for characters that are minorities or LGBT or women or anything like that. It's not a terrible episode. It's just uh, again the well, okay. Basically, I'm not going to spoil too much. Basically, the main character falls in love with a simulation of a movie star, and they never explain why the movie star is given so much data, so much computer processing power that she has the ability to become sentient. Um, they kind of just hand wave that away a little bit, and honestly, it really felt like Charlie Booker. Is it Booker or Brooker? I think it might be Brooker. It honestly, yeah, it's Brooker. It's Brooker. It's not Booker. Anyways, Charlie Brooker, the lead writer, show creator. It really felt like he was trying to recapture the magic of San Juniper, which again was a fine episode. I didn't hate it. I thought it was sweet, but then a lot of people in the media just gushed over it endlessly, and a lot of episode lists, where they rank the best Black Mirror episodes of all time, put San Juniper right at the top, and it just isn't. It's just not the best episode ever. It's not even remotely close. I can think of three episodes off the top of my head that are stronger, better episodes. I mean, by a large margin. And there's nothing wrong with that episode, and there's nothing wrong with this episode. It's just it's kind of like been there, done that. It's it's a girl romance, and I feel like the story is kind of secondary to that. I don't feel like the story was developed first. I feel like they wanted a girl romance in the vein of San Juniper to appease the critics, and then wrote a story around it. The story feels very secondary to the romance. So, but like I said, not a terrible episode, but it is by far the weakest in the season, which doesn't make it bad. It just means that it's not super. It's not memorable. I have no desire to watch this one again. You know what I'm saying? Some you want to rewatch, some you never want to watch again. This I just don't care. It's just okay. It's serviceable. So, but it's not terrible. Like I said, you're gonna enjoy every. If you like Black Mirror, you're gonna enjoy every episode this season to some extent. This may be your favorite episode. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments if you have already seen the season. So, um, and then that brings us to episode 4, Plaything, which is a not exactly. It's not really a sequel to the Bandersnatch movie. It does involve at least 2 characters from that movie. If y'all may remember that Netflix Bandersnatch was a Netflix movie in the Black Mirror universe. This Black Mirror movie that was like a choose your own adventure where you could choose where the story went. I don't know if y'all remember that. It's been a while. But anyways, this isn't really a sequel. It does take place in that universe. So, what's his name? Will Poultier? I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Adam Warlock from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think he was in Shameless. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He's a very good actor. Um, but anyways, he returns, and I think a couple other people return. At least his agent returns. Um, and this one is again. You're going to see if I have a complaint with this season of Black Mirror, I don't feel like a lot of the endings really. Um, I feel like they're kind of veering into the realm of, well, technology is magic. It can kind of do anything. Whereas like the first couple seasons, the technology felt very real. It felt very based in reality. Maybe because they've done so many stories, they're having to lean into the more unrealistic, the more fantasy aspects of sci-fi. But the story's good. It's fairly predictable. I saw where it was going. You know, early into the episode. It stars one of the doctors. I'm not a big Doctor Who fan, but the main character was one of the previous doctors. I want to say the 11th Doctor. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, I'm not a Doctor Who fan. The really old looking guy. Um, the really old looking Doctor. But he's great in it. All the actors are really good in this season. But yeah, when it gets to the ending, I'm like, what the fuck? How did that happen? I don't feel like the technology was kept within the realm of the believable. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. But one sec. Okay, that leads us to the final episode that I watched. Not the final episode of the season. It's the final episode that I watched because, like I said, I watched USS Callister into Infinity early. That's only the second episode I watched. But the final episode that I watched, the second to last episode of the season, is called Eulogy. And it stars Paul Giamatti, I believe is how you say it. Character actor. He's been in everything. All my So a lot of my favorite movies and TV shows. Very talented guy. It's nice to see him get a more serious role because he usually gets more comedic roles, but he is a serious actor. He can definitely pull off serious. Anyways, He's the star of this episode, and the story is it's perfect. It's perfect. Like I was literally I like this episode so much, and I'm not a very emotional guy. I mean, I'm emotional. Everybody's emotional. I frown upon. I'm old school though. I frown upon guys showing a lot of emotion. I think it's very unmasculine to just put your emotions on display. Um, so I try to kind of rein those in, and you know, I was literally on the verge of tears. It was such a beautiful, beautiful episode. Um, yeah, it's amazing. So I don't want to spoil too much about it. I want y'all to enjoy it. It's about a character who is contacted by uh, uh, an AI, right? That is notifying him that that somebody he knew, like an ex-girlfriend from what 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago or something. I mean, it's he's very old in the episode, and he looks to be like probably in his early 20s. So I'm guessing 30 to 40 years, somewhere in there. So it's been a long, long time. Anyways, one of his exes, one of the first girls, maybe the first girl he ever fell in love with, is dead. She's passed, and the episode's called Eulogy because the AI is asking him if he would like to contribute anything, to her eulogy, and he cannot think of her face. There's the technology in this is like a little, um, uh, it's the little pods that it's a kind of a recurring theme in Black Mirror. You put it on your temple, and it interfaces with your brain. So the AI is like helping him go through some of his old pictures, because he can't remember her face because the pictures he has, she's got her back to the camera, and then later on it's revealed that he has more pictures, but he's scratched her face out. So the beauty of the episode is that it is a very human tale. um we can all, men and women, black and white, old and young, we can all sympathize with the theme of this episode of how a lot of times, God, I'm getting emotional now just thinking about it. But a lot of times, we've loved someone in our lives, and it's kind of natural for us to see ourselves as the victim, especially when we get rejected, uh, passed over for somebody else. It's very natural to see ourselves as the victim, and sometimes we clearly are the victim, but in almost every single case, we played a hand in that. If we were as perfect as we remember ourselves being, most people wouldn't leave us. You know what I'm saying? Most people wouldn't be looking for the exit. So it's a very honest episode, about all of our flaws, about how beautiful people are, and even with all their flaws, I'm a big fan of the beauty of flaws. I don't know what that's called, but like, I love people, and I love people, and even when they do really stupid things, you know, even when they hurt you or they let you down, I still love them because nothing's more human than to get wrapped up in your own worldview, your own perspective, and to not see the forest for the trees. So I like I said, I don't want to spoil too much. It is a beautiful, beautiful episode. That doesn't mean it has a happy ending. I'm not saying it's got a happy ending. Okay, I don't want you to watch this and go, "Hey, he said it was going to have a beautiful ending, and this is sad, or this is depressing, or whatever." You may take it a different way. I thought it was beautiful. I was very, very, I'm still very, very moved by it because I just watched it last night, and I can't get it out of my mind. It's powerful. It's very powerful. That's the best word I could describe it with. But anyways, I'm gonna go now. I don't want to embarrass myself anymore. But yeah, definitely check out Black Mirror season 7. It is not anything like the Miley Cyrus season, which felt extremely commercial, extremely weak. That's probably my least favorite season. Nothing against Miley Cyrus. It felt so manufactured and just disappointing. That was such a huge letdown. Um, all the episodes were rather weak, but this is 6 episodes, very strong. Um, with Eulogy being the clear winner. Uh, you know, but USS Callister, into Infinity, and Common People are really good as well. So half the season is extremely solid. Like it can stand with previous season episodes as it's that good. So it's not my favorite season ever. I'm not going to go crazy and say, "Oh, this is as good as season 1 or season 2 or even season 3." It's not that good. But that's probably more because of my familiarity with the writing style and after a while watching Twilight Zone, you can kind of guess the endings. They get a little formulaic over time. So, um, but I do love that the show doesn't just take the easy route and sometimes just go for a shock value ending. Sometimes I'd rather something be predictable than not make sense. But listen, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Um, yeah, take care of yourselves. Please remember to give it a like if you can, and I'll catch y'all soon. All right, bye.